We hear it all the time, right? Be better, level up, just be more positive. But what does that actually mean when you're in the thick of it day to day? Today, we're going to skip the fluff. We're breaking down a real, practical game plan for taking back control of your own mind. It's about shifting from that inner critic to making actual, measurable progress. Let's dive in. And it all starts right here. This single idea is the foundation for everything we're about to cover. Because let's face it, comparison is a trap. It's a game you can never win, and all it does is drain your energy. So the real challenge we're going to tackle is how to finally stop looking over your shoulder and start focusing on your own path. So here's our roadmap for today. We've got 4 key parts. First, we're going to pinpoint who your one true competitor actually is. Then we'll talk about a powerful mental flip for reframing challenges. After that, we'll get into the secret weapon for pushing through when you want to quit. And finally, we'll lay out the blueprint for actually building the life you want. All right, let's jump into part 1, your only competition. This is all about winning that war that happens between your ears, the internal battlefield. It's realizing the most important fight you'll ever have is the one against yourself, for yourself. I mean, this really breaks it down perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the distraction, scrolling through someone else's perfectly curated life, which is just a recipe for feeling stuck and not good enough. But on the other side, that's your true north. The only comparison that actually matters is you today versus you yesterday. That's where real growth lives. And this is such a critical mindset shift. The goal is not to wake up tomorrow and be this perfect, flawless version of yourself. It's about getting just 1% better. That's it. A single 1% improvement. It feels like nothing, right? But you string a few of those days together, then a few weeks, and that compounds. Over a year, that tiny daily effort adds up to a completely different life. Okay, now let's build on that with our second section, the obstacle is the way. This is the big mental flip we were talking about. It's about learning to see challenges not as roadblocks that stop you, but as the actual path forward. So what does this really mean in practice? It's the belief that the hard stuff, the things we try so hard to avoid, are actually where the magic happens. They're not there to stop you. They're signposts pointing directly to what you need to work on to grow. And that leads to this incredibly simple but powerful formula. Pain on its own, it's just pain. But when you combine that pain with a little bit of honest reflection, when you actually stop and ask, okay, what is this trying to teach me? That's the moment it turns into progress. This gives us a super clear, actionable process. First, you stop running from the problem and you face it. Just look it in the eye. Second, you do the work. You reflect and pull the lesson out of it. And third, because you've learned that lesson, you can't help but emerge from that challenge stronger than you were before. This even changes how we look at fear. We're taught to see fear as a stop sign, a warning to turn back. But what if it's not? What if fear is actually a compass, pointing you directly toward the edge of your comfort zone? Because that edge is exactly where growth is waiting for you. Which, of course, brings us to our third section, the magic of holding on. This is about that critical moment. The moment you're exhausted, you feel defeated, and every single part of your being is screaming at you to just give up. We have all been here. You know that question. It pops into your head, and it's so convincing, isn't it? Is this really worth all the pain? The decision you make in that exact moment, well, it changes everything. And here is the profound truth. That moment you think is your breaking point, the point where you feel you have absolutely nothing left in the tank, that isn't the end. That's the starting line. Pushing through right there, holding on for just a little longer, that's where breakthroughs happen. This totally reframes what success even is. We get so obsessed with talent, with potential, with who's the most gifted. But success doesn't care about any of that. It boils down to one simple, brutal question. When you get knocked down, will you get back up? Resilience is the real secret sauce. And hey, if you ever need proof that you have this resilience in you, just look at your own track record. You're still here. You have survived 100% of your worst days so far. That means you have already proven over and over again that you have what it takes. You're stronger than you think. So let's put this all together in our final section, designing your reality. We've got the mindset down. Now it's time to turn that into deliberate action. It's about getting out of the passenger seat and grabbing the steering wheel of your life. And it all starts with this question, not what you want to have, but who do you want to be? Picture it.
10 years from now, you're going to be someone. The only real question is whether that person was designed by you on purpose or just happened to you by accident. So here's a super practical way to do this. First, get a crystal clear image of that future you. Second, ask yourself, what skills does that person have that I don't have right now? Make a list. And third, that list becomes your new mission. Your job is to relentlessly acquire those skills, one by one. Because ultimately, this is about ownership. It's the radical idea that you are the architect. Your beliefs shape your thoughts drive your actions, and your actions create your life. You hold the blueprints. So design something amazing, something that is truly you. And that brings us to this final, fundamental choice we all have. Because here's the thing, life is going to be hard no matter what. Building an amazing body is hard. But you know what? Having your body fail you is also hard. Chasing your purpose is hard. But living without any purpose at all? That's also hard. You don't get to choose if life is hard. You only get to choose your hard. So let's end on this. If you've been waiting around for a sign, for someone to give you the green light to go after that thing you know you're supposed to do, especially the thing that scares you, well, this is it. Consider this your official permission slip. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it?